Hello, and welcome to Drag Race Stats. So I made this channel to make statistic videos about RuPaul's Drag Race, to see how each queen of each season did. We're looking at winners, bottom twos, Snatch Game winners, trade of the season, and Miss Congeniality, and who should really have won based on statistics. And I've tried to guess who was gonna be in the finale before watching the season, and placing the winner of the season into their own category. And I'm only looking at seasons where RuPaul is the judge and host. And this time we're looking at UK versus the World Season 3. And before we get started, I would recommend that you watch my other UK versus the World Season 3 video where I made predictions and guesses for this season, because I will be referencing to that video a lot, so you probably should watch that to understand what's going on. The link for the video will be in the description below. I was very excited for this season. I mean, I'm always very excited for an all-star season, no matter what it is. But there was so many international queens in this one, which is something we haven't really seen before in the UK seasons. I mean, season 2 also had quite a lot of different franchises, and in this one we just had even more, which is just amazing. And like I also mentioned in my other video, that there are 4 Asian queens in this one, and like 3 of them actually from the Philippines, which is just amazing because UK is really lacking on that one. And this season felt like they were actually being very fair to the ESL queens, I would say, because we had a non-speaking acting challenge, we had a stand-up challenge where they were in pairs, where the ESL queen was paired with a Ru girl, for example. That was really great to see. So they actually tried to make it very fair for the ESL queens for once, so it wasn't just favoring the Ru girls, for example. But I also just felt like this season was trolling me all the way, because I was so wrong about this. Everything that I guessed was just incredibly wrong. It's actually embarrassing. I don't think I've ever been this wrong about an all-star season before. So it's also really great to see how surprised and shocked you can be at a lot of different things. And speaking of, let's actually get into that. So as always, I tried to guess who was gonna be in the top 4. And of course I did it in my prediction video, so I will just take the outcut from that one. So I believe that the top 4 will be Minty Fresh, Godland, Melinda Verga, and Kate Butch, with the top 2 being Melinda Verga and Kate Butch, and then Kate is absolutely winning this. So how I'm gonna look at this video is of course a little bit different from normal All-Stars videos, because the rules were not what I expected at all. Of course I thought it was gonna be like it always is when there was a top 2, lip syncing for the legacy, but instead we actually got normal rules. Well, almost. We got more like Canada rules actually, where they had the GBT. So one queen won the challenge, and then there was a bottom 3, and then the winning queen could give the GBT to one of the bottom queens to save them from lip syncing. And then it was a normal lip sync for your life, and then the loser went home. Which was very unexpected. I did not know that they were going to do this, of course. But it only happened 4 times. So from episode 2 to 5. I kind of wish they would have continued all the way through, because it doesn't really make sense when it's only 4 times. It's so few. Then just have normal rules, really. So how I'm going to look at this is I'm going to go through each queen instead of each episode like I normally do for All-Stars. I'm going to look at how many badges they won, bottom 2 placements they had, if they were saved by the GBT, and when they went home, who they went home to. So just like a normal UK season, except for the GBT, of course. But before we get started with the queens, I just want to talk about episode 1, since nobody went home in that one. One of the only things that I was actually correct about. So yeah, in episode 1 we did have the talent show, and how they did this, they had 5 queens who were placed high. So Naomi, Sminty Drop, Kate Butch, Fontana, and Godland. And then the top 2 turned out to be Fontana and Godland, and then they lip synced, and Fontana won the lip sync and therefore the badge. I do not really count this as a win for Godland either, even though if it was normal All-Stars rules it would have been. But since it was only in this episode, I just count it as a top 2, another win for her. So Fontana gets this win alone. But now we can get started. Melinda Verga from Canada season 4, and apparently her name means my beautiful cock. Well, the more you know. She never won any badges, and she was never saved by the GBT. She was in the bottom 2 once, and she went home in episode 2 by the Only Naomi. I was really sad and shocked that Melinda went home first, of course, because I thought she was gonna be top 2. But yeah, I really thought it was a mistake to do that as well, because I think she would have brought so much fun, especially in the confessionals and just overall for TV. And you could see how mad she was when she was eliminated. And that lip sync between her and Naomi was really messy and crunchy. Too bad this season did not have the best lip syncs. Yeah. And I maybe also don't think it was super fair that Julian was in the bottom. I think her dress and her design looked really good, except that she maybe changed the color. I don't know why she did that. That was a bit weird. But yeah, we have seen a lot of lip syncs recently where the queens don't know the words. And it's very different if they get to stay or not on that fact. So it's a little bit strange. But the production really loved Naomi. That was for sure. You can see that was a lot of favoritism, I would say. But we'll get to that. And I really, really hope that she doesn't quit drag, even though she talked about it. Please don't ever do that, Melinda. Minty Fresh from Philippines Season 1. She never won any badges. She was saved by the GBT once by Gotland, and she was only in the bottom 2 once. And she was eliminated in episode 3 by Fontana. Another shocking elimination, I would say, of course, because I also thought she was gonna do very, very well this season and be in the top 4. But I will say, I think she was overlooked quite a lot. She was just safe for the talent show, where I think she could have placed high over Naomi. And then for the design challenge, I do not think she should have been in the bottom. I think that was so weird, because I think her outfit was really, really stunning. And she really had some beautiful runways, and I was really excited to see that. But unfortunately, her time was cut way too short. And it is very interesting that 2 of the 4 Asian queens did go home first. Minty, I do think it was fair because of the snatch game. Oof, that was probably one of the worst performances I've ever seen. It's also so weird. Why would you play a character as a unicorn and then try to act straight, but there was like nothing there. She did nothing with it. But snatch game this season was also really strange. It's also like pageant thing. They only had like 2 questions, and then the swimwear where they didn't even say anything was just a voiceover. So I will say I do think her elimination was fair enough, but if she hadn't been in the bottom 3 unfairly the episode prior, maybe she would have been saved this time and could have made it a little bit further. You never know. Sminty Drop from the UK Season 4. She never won any badges, and she was never saved by the GBT. She was in the bottom 2 once, and she went home in episode 4 by Serena Morena. And yes, yet another shocking elimination, I would say. Because Minty did so well this season. I actually didn't expect her to do this well. Especially in the snatch game, I really thought she was going to win that one. And I think they really set her up in the edit, because it really seemed like she was gonna win, and then they gave it to Garland and then like filmed her reaction to it. So they really used her as a scapegoat, I would say. And I really loved her talent show. It was so much fun. I definitely thought she was gonna be top 2 over Fontana in that one actually, but I think it was fair that Fontana won as well. It was a really strong performance in the very first episode, because she's taken her sad twerk or her swerk, really made it into a brand, and that's exactly what you want to do with this show. And I can understand why she was mad when she wasn't saved by Kate, her UK sister, especially when they had an alliance, and they clearly did. But I know that Kate was playing the game, like everyone knows that. But I will say she was being very disrespectful in the reunion to Bananarama, and Michelle told her off, so that was good to see, because you don't do that. That's just unprofessional. Serena Morena from Mexico Season 1. She never won any badges and was saved by the GBT once by Gotland. She was in the bottom 2 twice. She was eliminated in episode 5 by Fontana. Oh my god, this bitch was so horny. Every time she said something, it was about sex in one way or another. Like, that's the only thing they showed about her, at least. It was just crazy. I never think I've seen that before, that kind of edit. That's very interesting, isn't it? I did expect her to be an early out, and I actually thought she should have been, because I think she got very lucky this season. Of course, no one went home in the first episode, and I think she would have been safe anyway in that one, because her show was unhinged but very funny. Then in the ball, I definitely thought she did the worst of all of them, actually. I don't really get why she was safe here over Minty Fresh. First look exactly the same as her original one, and the second was just not very well made. So yeah, I definitely thought she was gonna go home, and then she was just safe. I was very surprised. And then when she got saved by Gotland in the snatch game, I do think it was fair, because I think she was funnier than Minty, for example. But of course, Fontana probably should have gotten it here because of the track record. And then she won the lip sync against Minty Drop, what everyone was shocked by. So yeah, I will say she got very lucky. But I did fall in love with her in this season. And it was very sad when she went home and oh my god, that crazy frog lip sync. What the fuck was that? This season was just insane. So many wild moments. And Serena is also Miss Congeniality. Yeah, I actually guessed that she was going to be Zahirah Zapanta, the Mariah Encyclopedia. from UK season 6. She never won any badges and received the GBT once by Mariah. She was in the bottom 2 once and was eliminated in episode 6, also by Mariah. They really forced this Mariah Zahirah storyline, didn't they? But I will say, she was wrong about one thing when she said that Mariah had never been in the top before. She was actually a part of the winning team for season 3 in the Bubarella challenge, and she was the team captain there. She didn't get critiqued for it, but she was placed high at least. But yes, this was her first time to get positive critiques, so that she was right about, of course. Zahirah was, of course, the most recent queen to be on this season, and I wasn't really sure if she's gonna bring anything new, but I actually think she did. I think she did quite well. She had some really good runways, I would say. And of course, she redeemed herself with the girl group performance. She was just safe the entire time, and I do think she could have had some high placements, maybe for the ball and the girl group. But yeah, so I kind of think she was just overlooked again, just like her first time. So it's just really weird why they bring her back if they're just gonna do that. And then I think she was just kind of shat on by RuPaul in the acting challenge, where she was like, oh, I understood everyone's characters except for Zahirah's. It was like, okay, calm down. But yeah, I would say give her a few years and then bring her back yet again, and I think she would really do well, actually. The Only Naomy from Germany season 1. She never won any badges and she was never saved by the GBT. She was in the bottom 2 twice and she was eliminated in episode 7 by Kate Butch. She almost made it to the finale, but not quite. And it's actually crazy how well she did this season compared to her first run in Germany. With her and Tessa, it's actually really impressive. But I will say I think there was a lot of favoritism her way, because she got 4 high placements. Like, she was never placed safe. She was either high, in the bottom 2, or low. It was really crazy, actually. But I think a lot of those high placements were unfair, in my opinion. The talent show, like I said, I thought Minty should have gotten that one. For Snatch Game, I was so uncomfortable when she mentioned that she was gonna do Hitler's brother. I just don't think that's okay. I just think that's so insane to do, and not in a good way. I just don't think that should be even allowed. She was funny, I guess, so I guess it was fair enough. But I still think they could have placed her safe and then have Mariah in the top, because I really think she did well there. And then with the girl groups, again, I think it should have been Zahirah. But with the acting challenge, I do think it was fair. She was very funny as the baby. And then with the stand-up challenge, she did get a lot of positive critiques, which I thought was crazy, because her and Zahirah did not do well at all. But I also think that challenge was so weird, because why wasn't it a double win between Fontana and Kate, and then Zahirah and Naomi lip syncing, and then Mariah and Godland being safe? That's what I would have done, at least. And then for the makeover, that one was a really strong episode. It was really hard to say who was gonna be where, but if they didn't want her in the finale, that was the time to eliminate her, of course. But I will say very well done, and she really did well here. She had some amazing runways, and I fucking loved her alien finale runway. My god, that was so stunning. She was, of course, also one of the queens that I thought was gonna go home early, so I was very surprised. Mariah Balenciaga from season 3 and All Stars 5. She won 2 badges and was saved by the GBT once by Kate Butch, and she was also in the bottom 2 once. She made it all the way to the finale and lost in the first round to Godland, where she placed 3rd/4th. I had no idea what to expect from Mariah, like I said in my video, but wow, she really impressed me. She won 2 challenges, and I actually think it was very fair, the challenges that she won, and I even thought she could have been safe for the comedy challenge and also being high for Snatch Game. So that was really surprising. Because when you think of Mariah, you don't really think of anything special that's like she's really good at, like comedy challenges or lip syncing or designing. Like, it's really hard to tell what she's good at, so it was actually very impressive, I would say, because she was really funny in the challenges in this one. I think with the comedy challenge, where she was in the bottom 2, I don't think she was that bad as they said. Yes, she talked a lot and maybe didn't have a lot of jokes, but I still think it worked. I was highly entertained. Her runways were a little iffy. It was either a swing or a miss, I would say, because some of the first ones that she did, cowboy one, I really didn't like that. And the one where she won the villain and then she was Rose from Titanic / the iceberg. Oh, I really did not like that runway. That flat wig and that bodysuit she was wearing with the huge pendant. Oh, I really didn't like that look. But she did so well in the challenge that I think it was fair that she won. And she also did really really well in the makeover, I would say. Her partner, the makeup was not the best, but I still think it was fair that she won. And what is it with Mariah and reveals? It's really funny that it's happened twice now where Michelle has said to her, taking a jacket off is not a reveal. But why, oh why, oh why, oh why did she pick Scotland to lip sync against in the finale? When she literally had the options to pick. Why did she pick maybe the strongest one of them? Maybe that was Fontana, I don't know. I guess it's because Scotland had never won a lip sync at that point. And she knew the two songs, that one of them was very campy songs. If she had picked Kate, she probably would have lost. But I fully expected her to be top 2 with Kate, and then she lost the lip sync. I was a little bit surprised because she did do a lot of splits and tricks actually, which she hadn't really done before. But she also did that crunchy ass cartwheel. That was really a thing this season. So I was a little surprised when she was eliminated. Also because all the praise she got at the finale, where they were like, oh, we'd always looked up to you and like seen you as something special. I was like, oh, is she winning now? So I was really gladly surprised to see her again, and she did so well. Fontana from Sweden season 1. She won 1 badge and was never given the GBT. She was in the bottom 2 twice and made it all the way to the finale, where she lost in the second round to Kate Butch, placing 3rd/4th. Like I said in my video, I thought Fontana was a bit of a wild card for this season. I didn't really know how she was gonna be perceived, but I think they really liked her and she did so super well. And also, if you look at the first episode, it was so weirdly Swedish coded for some reason, because the whole episode was about Eurovision, which Sweden has done very well in, of course, and has won the most, with Ireland being 7 times. Fontana herself had a ABBA look on the runway. Loreen was the judge here, and the lip sync song was Tattoo by her as well. And Loreen had also been a guest judge on Sweden for the girl group episode, you know, where Fontana was in the bottom 2. So she really got to redeem herself in front of her as well. So it was just so weirdly Swedish coded all around, and then she wins the episode. I don't really know why they did this, but yeah, it was very nice, I guess. I think the only thing I disagreed with on her track record is that she was placed high for the ball, because her second look looked very much like the look that Kate had brought. But yeah, that's the only thing. So I think it was pretty fair what happened to her in the season. Also, what a fun challenge that was. I love when they have to redeem a previous look, but then they also had to redeem a previous of the other look. I think that was a really smart idea and I really like that. But they must have gotten some more fabric than what we saw from the actual look, because if you look at what Scotland wore, there was definitely more fabric than the look that Fontana had brought. So yeah, I guess they had to get a little more, but it was still in the same lane. So that was pretty nice. I thought she really had some great moments, even though I didn't really understand or like the whole petty drama around Naomi and the I don't want to be in the finale or don't need to be or whatever it was. I just thought it was so stupid and fabricated in a way. Yeah, I think there was a lot of that in this season actually. They really tried to have some moments that just never really meant that much or really go anywhere, but I really enjoyed her this season. Bucket! Kate Butch from UK season 5. She won 2 badges and was never saved by the GBT, and she was in the bottom 2 once. She made it all the way to the finale and placed runner-up. Wait, what? But yeah, I think Kate is definitely gonna win this season. Like I also said that in my UK 5 video. But yeah, if she comes back with more money and, you know, way better looks, then I'm sure she will absolutely devour an all-star season. But I think it's very clear that she's gonna win this. And then Kate is absolutely winning this. And yeah, as I've said from actually my UK 5 video, that I thought that if Kate ever came back on a UK vs. World season, she would win. And here we are with her in the top 2. So I think it's pretty obvious that she is going to win. Let's see Kate win, shall we? Okay, it's time for Kate to win. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been this confidently wrong about something before. I was so surprised that Kate didn't win this. Like I also said, I thought she was gonna win every single acting challenge there were, but she actually didn't. She didn't even win any of them. I think she won the comedy, which I think was very fair, and then she won the girl group. I don't know about this. They're doing that where they are giving the girl group win to the funniest verse now, and I don't really like that. You know, it started with Lazy Susan, then Jane Don't, and now Kate. Because the girl group is supposed to be a performance challenge, so I would much rather have the win given to the best dancer or performer in that challenge, which for me was Scotland. And I absolutely expected her to do better in Snatch Game, but she also chose Humpty Dumpty as a character, which is so weird. There were so many weird choices for this Snatch Game. I really wish they would stop making up these fables or non-existing characters. Like, can we just go back to doing actual celebrities like a challenge was meant to be, please? Like for this one we had Humpty Dumpty, a unicorn, the big bad wolf, and Hitler's gay brother. Can can we please stop? But I can't help feel a little bit bad for her because she probably also thought that she was going to win the season by default. Gotland from Thailand season 3. She won 2 badges and was never saved by GPT because she didn't need it because she was never in the bottom 2. She made it all the way to the finale and won this season, very surprisingly. But we've been through this by now. But yeah, I did wish that she would have won the girl group instead of Snatch Game. I think that would have been more fair. I don't think her Snatch Game, yes, it was very funny and chaotic, but I just don't think it really worked. Whatever. And I also think she could have been in the bottom 2 for the makeover instead of Kate, I guess. I don't know. It was a really strong episode. It was actually really hard to judge that one. But looking back at the season, you could see that maybe it was favorite for an ESL queen to win because of the acting challenge be a silent challenge, the comedy challenge where the 2 queens were paired up instead of just doing a roast by themselves, for example, like they did last season, and also the new format with Snatch Game where they only got 2 questions each. And if you pay attention, Gotland actually gets 3 as the only one. And so I also have a theory that this will be the last UK vs the World season. And so they want to crown an ESL queen just because they got it out of the way. Now we're done with this, so now we're only gonna do UK All-Stars where UK queen will win every time, of course. But I'm pretty sure All-Stars is coming soon anyway, because Canada All-Stars is coming as well. But I'm actually super happy that she won, and I think it was so well deserved. She is such a little firecracker of a performer and just a person in general. And I'm so happy she blessed our screen. And all I want to say is justice for Marina Summers. So Gotland is both the Snatch Game winner of the season, and she is also the trade of the season. Just a very cute boy. So yeah, Gotland won RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs the World Season 3 and a prize cash of £50,000. And as a brand new thing, I try to place the winners in a category of their own, and I think I will place Gotland in Versatile Queen because I think she can do literally anything. She won, you know, Design Challenge, an Acting Challenge. She could have won a Performance Challenge as well. So I really think she is just good at everything, and she was never in the bottom 2, of course. So yeah, she definitely belongs there. And now that we have looked at the stats, who should really have won? So Gotland is the only true winner of this season. She is of course the only queen who was never in the bottom 2, and she only had 1 low placement, otherwise she was high a lot and also a safe. She won 2 badges like 2 other queens did, but she also had a top 2 placement. So she definitely has the best track record. So congratulations to Gotland for winning RuPaul's Drag Race UK vs the World Season 3. And now let's look how I did. So I believe that the top 4 will be Minty Fresh, Gotland, Melinda Verga and Kate Butch, with the top 2 being Melinda Verga and Kate Butch, and then Kate is absolutely winning this. Yeah, I was very wrong about a lot of stuff on this one, of course. Melinda and Minty went home first, but Kate and Gotland were both in the top 4, which I did guess correctly. I just thought that Kate was going to win, of course. I still guessed 2 correctly, like I usually do, actually. I do think this season was very fun. It was very chaotic in a way, and they tried a lot of new stuff, which I think was really nice. So I did really enjoy it, but I still think it was a little bit like watching the Little Leagues of Drag, because we're watching season 18 at the same time, where the runways and the challenges was just a lot better, I would say. But I still highly enjoyed this season. But I do think it will be forgotten a little bit after some time, I'm afraid. But still very nice. I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. Also check out my other channel where I make gaming and Pokemon Go content. See you next time. Bye bye.